All right, guys, happy Friday. Hey, I just wanted to share something really quick. And this is pertaining to the loss of a loved one, grief, moving forward, after that day. I just looked at my memories, and a part of grief also is dreading to look at your memories, because it hurts to see what once was. And then the other part of you hate not to look at your memories because you don't want to forget what once was. So that's still a battle. But recently, I don't know if the Lord, put this on me. All I know is I was struggling with Facebook memories. And I would, when everything first happened, when our lives changed forever, I would share memories. I would share it. And one day, I can't remember, I don't know what post it was, but it was enough to break my heart again. It was enough to drag me back to the front row of that church that day. It was enough to take me back to the day, and to see my daughter wheeled out of her home, covered up from head to toe. It was enough to take me back to a place that I fight, to just get away from. But I'm doing better with it now. But this thought came to mind. You cannot share and still care. We have this saying, or they have this saying in AA meetings and everywhere else, I guess. Child, I don't know. I've seen it on the movies. I ain't been in no AA meeting. Get back to this. Okay, God. And let me pause right there too. I thank God for a sense of humor. And I think it's getting worse. And I don't know, maybe that's, God's way of allowing me to deal with what I'm dealing with, okay? But in those meetings, that when you come, they will say thank you for sharing after you've shared, your story. And but I would always share the memories of Krista until one day I stopped. I don't share as much now. There may be some that I may share, but lately I don't, because you know what happened when I do that? This same time next year, I'm going to be drugged back to that place because of that memory. Ooh. Now, that's a psychological battle. Because it's like when you lose somebody and you don't look at their picture, a part of you feel like you are ignoring them. You don't, not that you don't have time for, but again, ignoring them, that's a good way to put it. So you feel like you have to, even though it hurt, you feel like you gotta open up the text thread. You feel like you gotta look at that memory, and you feel like you gotta share that memory. You feel like you have to go to the burial site on special days, especially birthdays. You feel like you have to do that, because if you don't, you feel like you're leaving them behind, forgetting about them, ignoring them. It's crazy. Again, I said it's a psychological thing. I do know that it's not ignoring them. You can't ignore something that is no longer there. So, again, that's just a part of grief that I'm learning, or have learned. So, it is possible to still care and not share. That's what I feel the Lord placed in my spirit. Because again, this same time next year, you're going to have to deal with them same emotions. But if you stop sharing that keeps dragging you back, and this is not just for people that deal with grief, this is for people that are in toxic relationships. Stop sharing. Stop going around that tree. You know, don't play ring around the rosy no more. Because, baby, when you get back to that starting point, it's gonna look the same every time. So I'm not gonna share a memory today of her. I just saw it, but I will tell you what it said. She posted, I think this was a memory from 3 years ago. No, 7. It was from 7 years ago. And she said, when I'm sad, my mama always know what to say or what to do to make me feel better. Hashtag, my mama is better than your mama. I wanted to share that, but I just sat with it for a while. And so yeah, I hope that somebody understand what I'm trying to say, because I tell you what, now I only speak one language, and that's English. Now if the Holy Spirit come upon me and give me utterance, I will but when you experience grief, guys, it's a whole new world. What the girl said on y'all know, Under the Sea. Lord, I done put 2 songs together in one. The Little Mermaid. Jesus God. Yeah. So, a whole new world. Like, when you say stuff I say now, I would have never said before, because I had no need. Like, it wouldn't make sense to say. And you don't even think about it. But grief or a loss, it will, or not just grief, a heartbreak, a breakup, stuff like that, a loved one being incarcerated, yeah, so you have to find different ways to cope. But we're coming up on a year now, and I already have anxiety about that. Like, March ain't even here yet. And it's a struggle to live in today. It's kind of like I'm already in March on the 23rd in a mess, when I'm really here in February on the 16th. So, yeah. So just because I don't share doesn't mean I don't care. Just because you don't share doesn't mean you don't care. It just simply means that you choose to live to see another day. You choose to keep going, even though there have been times that you want, or when you experience that significant loss, people will say, Lord, I wish you would have took me instead of them. And some people say, well, Lord, you should have took me when you took them. And some people actually do die from a broken heart. That is a real thing. And yeah, I'm very familiar with a broken heart. But it's a good thing, because the Bible says that the Lord is near the broken heart and a broken heart, contrite spirit. He binds up our wounds. So I do thank God for that, because the Comforter is definitely keeping me. I was just going to say something else and I lost it. But anyway, Yeah, we gotta keep going. We gotta keep going. And it's hard. It is so hard. Just the other day, it was like I could hear her, because I was struggling. But it was like I could hear her voice so clearly. Keep going, mommy. Keep going. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep going. So, y'all keep going. We got to. I love to laugh and cut up, and I thank God for that. You know, I don't think I'm that funny. Some people do. But, I've got so many messages, texts, calls that, how people needed that laugh for that time, for that day. And some people even say that they look forward to it. And so, while I don't think I'm that funny, lately I've just been being obedient. Because God has a sense of humor, y'all. God has a sense of humor. He does. And he just, it's like the Spirit unctions me to say this, do that. It ain't me. I can't think of this stuff. But here lately, that's what's been going on. It's all God. It ain't me. So I'm gonna just keep being obedient. I'm gonna keep doing that, because Crystal used to always say that everything that she was going through with her battle with diabetes, she would always say she ain't going through, it ain't for her, that she's, this is for somebody else to look at her life and see that, how sick she was, and struggle with mental health issues, but she kept going. So what we're dealing with, what you and I go through, it's not for us. It helps us, but it's not for us. We are the Bible that some people will ever read. We are a movie that some people will ever watch. We are a song that some people will ever hear. So whatever the Lord has called you to, do it, and do it well. Do it scared. Do it scared. Because I am certainly in some uncharted territory. When you go through things and you realize, I done been in this place before. I done been here before. Baby, the Lord done paved some new roads right here. Because I didn't know nothing about this street I'm on now. But I'm going to keep going, Lord. I don't know nothing on this road, this journey of life I'm on now. I done traveled a lot of roads. You have too. And you familiar with it. That's how you keep going through it. Because you know to make a right turn here, left turn here. You know. You know what I'm saying? But where I am now, I have no clue. And sometimes the Lord, no, not sometimes, when that happens to you, that's the Lord putting you on the right road, putting you on a road that you know nothing about. Because if you keep going on the roads that you know where all the crooks and turns are, you're going to keep doing that, and you're going to keep doing the same thing, making the same mistakes, going around the same, it's just a cycle. But if God take you out that thing, that familiar place, and put you somewhere in a strange land, that's what the children of Israel said when they brought them into captivity, and they wanted them, the Babylonians wanted them to perform for them. They said, how can we sing a song in a strange land? So sometimes that's why we're where we at. We need to be somewhere that we don't know. Because when you don't know, honey, you ain't got no choice. Ty Tribbett said, I have no other choice but to trust you. That's all I can do. So, y'all put your seatbelts on. I got mine on. In this car and in this life. Because, child, I don't know where we going. But I told the Lord. That I would go. I would go hurt, broken, grieving, sad, happy, fat, overweight, feeling good, not feeling good. My answer is still yes to the Lord. I done been through some stuff, and you have too. But I ain't been through so much that I changed my mind about who God is. Because you guess what? He ain't changed his mind about me or you. What is man that God is mindful of? Even when we were yet sinners, that man died for us. Me and you wasn't even here, and he died for you. So, well, thank y'all so much. I try to be transparent. I try to be transparent if possible. And yeah, so y'all have a great day.